Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a get ready with me. I've got several new goodies here to play with. I have a new sunscreen from Supergoop that I am testing out. This is actually a facial oil SPF. So I am still on my hunt for my new Holy Grail sunscreen. So we're going to be testing this out today. I also did go back and pick up the correct shade in the Laura Mercier, the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I had given this a go before, loved the finish, loved the feel of the foundation, but I had the wrong color. So I did find the correct shade, so we're going to use that today. I'm also a little obsessed with Bobbi Brown cream shadow sticks, and I have the perfect cool toned eye trio. So if you're somebody who loves sort of a cool toned taupey eye, I think you might like this trio that I'll be using today. I also picked up a really fun bright baby cheeks blush in Popette. This is just screaming spring to me and I could not resist. And then I have the most beautiful spring scent to share with you. This is from Ormonde Jayne and this is Sakura. So lots of fun goodies to share with you today. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we need to put some makeup on this face. I've got several little new items. Some are new launches, others are just new to me. I'm going to start out with a new sunscreen that I picked up. This is from Supergoop, and this is the Daily Dose Hydroceramide Boost Plus SPF, and it is an SPF of 40. Now this is a mix of clean chemical sunscreen, and it's actually a facial oil. So when I was at Sephora kind of looking at these sunscreens and my search for my new holy grail, I was told to give this a try. I do like some of the other Supergoop SPF, but I was intrigued by this facial oil because I was kind of like, I've never tried a sunscreen that was a facial oil before, and the Sephora rep was saying how great it was for dry skin. So I just took a couple drops and I'm going to put this all over my skin. And again, I want to get plenty of this on because I'm actually wanting to protect my skin from the sun rays. And so that was my only kind of concern, is how much oil do I put on to actually get protection, because I generally like to use a mineral sunscreen. It does have a little bit of a white tinge, but I also know that I'm getting it all over my face, and then the white cast will eventually sort of sink into my skin. So I will tell you that this is very hydrating. It actually feels very nourishing on the skin, but it does sort of absorb into the skin pretty quickly, so it's not going to feel super greasy. But for those of you with dry skin and you could always use a little extra moisture, I actually think you might like this. This is a powerhouse face oil that fortifies the skin barrier, locks in moisture, nourishes the skin, and delivers hydration with SPF to protect from future damage. This is for dry skin types, and it includes ceramides that are going to fortify the skin barrier and retain long-lasting moisture, squalene that's going to boost hydration and locks in moisture for firmer looking skin, and hyaluronic acid that is formulated at different molecular weights to provide long-lasting hydration. Apply 6 to 8 drops and gently pat into skin as the moisturizer step in your skincare routine. For added hydration, apply this product after a water-based moisturizer, something like Supergoop's Super Screen Daily Moisturizer SPF 40, allowed to absorb before applying makeup or other products. This can be layered with other SPF products as well to achieve optimal SPF protection. So far I have had no issues with the oil sort of irritating my skin or anything like that. It feels fantastic, but again, it's just one of those that I'm taking a little bit of time to get used to. I want to make sure I'm actually getting the protection of the sunscreen. I've just never kind of used an oil drop sunscreen before, so that is taking a little bit of time to get used to. Now, next we are going to do take 2 on the Laura Mercier. This is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I had ordered this online in the shade Dune, which was really not my color. It really appeared very orangey. I did use it. It worked okay, but it was definitely not my shade. And then I went to Sephora because it now is in store, and I played around with some of these swatches, and my match is actually Soft Sand, which is 2C2, and this is described as light with cool undertones. Now, I will tell you that when I was at the store, I did try, there's also Ecru, which is light with cool undertones as well, and the difference between Ecru and Soft Sand was pretty dramatic, kind of on the side of Dune. It appeared very warm, very orangey, and Soft Sand actually was great because it is more like neutral with a little cool undertone in it. I also did swatch Cashew, which is light with neutral undertones, and I was really between the two of those. That one, neutral undertones tend to pull just a little gray on my skin type. I generally do like neutral sort of foundations, but some of the neutrals can pull just a teeny gray on me. So the Soft Sand is the winner. And let me give you a swatch of this one. Much better. And this is so much better. If you watched my other video, I was a little bit freaked out. The Dune color literally was so orangey, you guys. I was like, I had been matched in that shade before in the Candlelight foundation, but it is definitely not the same shade that I have with that one. So I am going to go ahead, give this another try, because this is a very lightweight, so much better, guys. This color is so much better. This is a lightweight, long-wearing foundation, and honestly, it is so lightweight. Like right now, I really can't feel like I put any makeup on my skin, and I was very excited about the finish of this foundation and the way that it felt on my skin. It also feels very hydrating, by the way, and it has some nice medium buildable coverage. But this is such a better shade for me, night and day difference. And this is also just really easy to use. It's so silky. I prefer using my fingertips, to be honest. You can definitely go in with a sponge or a brush, but honestly, it's so thin in nature that it is just gliding on, and I feel like I can get a little bit more of a natural look by using my hands. So I will start with fingertips, and then I can always go in with a brush or a sponge, but it is just really easy to use, but it's got a little bit of a glowy finish, very natural looking. Like if you were to come in person and look at me, you're not really gonna detect makeup on the skin. What I like about this is, yes, you can build it up. It's going to kind of give you some coverage, but you can also see my skin peeking through this. It's not like a mask or anything like that. And then again, if you want to go ahead and add some more, you definitely can. But now that I exchanged colors for the soft sand, I'm like 100% happier with this purchase. And again, I will be doing a full review. I just wanted to get the right shade before doing so. And today I just thought we would play with some of these goodies. Okay, next I want to warm up my skin using my Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour. I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of this here in the winter months. I tend to use this a lot more than bronzer because I still want to warm up my skin a bit, but I don't actually want to put bronzer on when I'm not actually tanning. So I'm just kind of creating a little bit of contour on the face, blending this in here. Okay, just a little contour there. And then I did pick up another one of the Westman Atelier. This is the Baby Cheeks in Popette. I have definitely been on a little bit of a Westman Atelier toot lately. I use a lot of their products on the day-to-day, but I've recently picked up two of the Baby Cheeks blushes. First in Doo Doo, love that color. And then I went ahead and got this bright Popette. It just looked so fun, and so many people have raved about this. And I always thought, ooh, it might be a little too bright for me. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. You can kind of shear them out. And this just kind of screamed spring to me. I loved it so much. And I'm going to go ahead and blend this into the skin. It is such a good, vibrant color that I just feel like it makes your skin look kind of healthy, like a little flush here. Little radiance on the skin. Now you can also use these on your lips, and I thought this would be such a pretty color, so I'm actually just like this, and then I'm going to top it off with a gloss later, but I just wanted to show you this little Popette on the cheeks, on the lips, kind of a fun, bright color, perfect for spring. And then I'm going to do a quick and easy eye. I actually fell in love with the Bobbi Brown Cream Shadow Sticks. I bought it in golden bronze, and then I had to go out and go a little crazy and buy some more of them. So I do really like the Laura Mercier caviar sticks. I've got a bunch of her caviar sticks as well, but I really fell in love with the formula of the Bobbi Brown ones, and I liked some of their sort of neutral colors. She had some really pretty cool toned colors to pick from. So I went ahead and picked up. Today we're going to be playing with the combination of stone, which I love, smoky topaz, and bark. So if you are somebody who loves like an easy, cool toned eye look, I think you might love this combo. So first of all, here is the shade Stone, and this is a perfect cool toned gray taupe right here. So good. Love this. And this is one that is going to be a bit more matte slash satin. And Right next to it is Smoky Topaz, and that's going to have a little bit of reflection on the eye. Really pretty combination here. And to be honest, they had one called Mica that was very similar to Smoky Topaz, but a little bit lighter, which I actually think I might have to pick up as well, just because it was so darn pretty. I have the matte shade in Bark, and I don't know if you can tell from my swatch, but Bark is a rich brown, but it almost has a little bit of a purple undertone. Not quite, but it just seemed to go really well with these cooler tones here. All of these are going to be a little bit on the cool tones versus the warm. So what I've been doing is I have been coming in with Stone right here, and I just love this shade. And I just sort of come in and put a little bit of this into this crease. It's such a pretty taupe. And then I'm just coming in with a soft brush here. And this is a BK Beauty brush. I'll give you the number in just a minute. You can use your fingers here. I just find that with my fingers, I sometimes make more of a mess. I don't even feel like I have that big of fingers, but I swear I just sort of make a teeny bit of a mess here. But I just love this stone color. Isn't this such a great color right here? I love it. So these are kind of like easy one and done eyes. Here is Stone, you guys. It is so good. I love it. And I'm going to come in with Smoky Topaz, and I'm going to come closer to the lash line here, and then I'm going to smoke it out. But this one's got a little bit of reflection in it. It's such a pretty color. I love it. And I'm going to keep it near the lash line, but I'm going to blend it out a little bit on the lid here. And again, you could pick up Mica. I think that's what I'm going to get next. It's a little bit lighter. I was going back and forth between the two, Mica and Smoky Topaz, and just thought I would get a lot of wear out of this Smoky Topaz just by itself. But I do think it would look good with this kind of overall look here. So I'm just taking that brush. You can use your finger as well, and just kind of putting that Smoky Topaz all over that lid there. So pretty. Isn't this just such an easy eye? So pretty. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the Smoky Topaz. I'm going to run a little bit of that underneath here as my lower lash line liner. Just a little bit here to connect. And then I'm going to come in with this deep, rich Bark. And I am going to go just closely to my lash line, and I'll smoke that out. Okay, I just love this combo right here. I just think it is so easy, so pretty. Just love, love, love it. And then what I am going to do is I am going to tightline my upper lash line with my Chanel Stylo Waterproof just in my upper lash line. This too will go along with this look. I'm going to show you that. Just adding a little bit of that marine eyeliner, literally just right up in the upper lash line. I find that this brightens up my eyes just a bit and kind of finishes off my eye. So this step is totally optional. You don't have to do this one. I just tend to like to tightline with that blue just a little bit. Again, I find that it sort of brightens my eyes. So although my eyes are mostly hazel, I do have this sort of gray blue ring around the eyes, and I find that if I add just a touch of blue, that it will bring my eyes out just a bit more. Okay, I am gonna go clean up my brows, put on my mascara, and then we will finish off the face. Okay, eyeballs are on. I do want to pop on a little concealer, and I'm going to be using a touch of my Chanel Sublimage concealer. You just need a little bit, but wanted to clean up underneath the eyes just a bit. So I'm going to kind of come over here and then a little bit on the outer, kind of getting in right at that darker hollow here, a little bit about here, and then I'm gonna blend this all in. Love it. So this is one of my favorite concealers. This is probably too much what I just put on, so just so you know, although it is expensive, a little goes a long way. I literally just took like a teeny weeny dab here, and I'm gonna just kind of come up and underneath the eye here. Show you one at a time, sorry. And I tend to get dark spots right over here in this hollow. So I'm taking a little second here to clean up that eye area. And it's just gonna sink right in. I just really love that concealer because it feels kind of like an eye cream, to be honest with you. And I feel like it works to cover up discoloration, but it is a little more forgiving. I'm actually gonna take just a little bit of that concealer right here and highlight my brow bone right there. Kind of give myself a little bit of an eye lift there. Could you see the difference? I just sort of lightened up right there. Okay, now I'm going to set everything with my powder. This is the Vital Skincare Powder from Westman Atelier in Bubble. And I love to use this powder. I'm going to set everything right there. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and top this Poppette. I actually pulled out my Dior Lip Maximizer. This one is in Berry, and I thought this would kind of go well with the Poppette. So clearly you could just leave your lips like this, or I'm going to go ahead add a little bit of gloss on here. And berry is just such a beautiful color. I just love it, love it, love it. So this is going to be my final look. I am going to go ahead and set everything with my Tom Ford. This is the Hyaluronic Energizing Mist, or whatever facial mist you are going to use. This is the one I've been using lately, and just gonna kind of get rid of my little frizzies on my hair here. And then of course we are going to end with fragrance of the day, and I have a new beautiful fragrance that I'm so excited about, and this is from Ormonde Jayne, and this is Sakura. The minute I saw this bottle, I pretty much knew that I would be picking this up. I am a huge fan of Ormonde Jayne fragrances, And the note profile of this sounded like it would just be right up my alley, but I did actually wait until it came in stock at my local niche perfume house called Fumery here in Portland, Oregon. If you have not made it over there, highly recommend it. Michael, who works there, is amazing. Tracy, the owner, is just like the nicest woman in the whole world. So the minute that I read the notes of Sakura and saw this gorgeous bottle, I almost knew that I was gonna love this. I'm already a fan of Ormonde Jayne fragrances. There is a certain sort of green DNA in her fragrances, like a little bit of a freshness that I personally love. And I would say out of all my Ormonde Jayne fragrances, this one does not necessarily have that strong DNA in here. This fragrance is just so gorgeous. If you are looking for a bridal scent or a mother of the bride scent, I'm kind of having fun creating a little video about that. This is one that I would highly recommend, and in general, if you're looking for a beautiful spring scent, maybe you love cherry blossom fragrances, I think you might need to get your nose on this. So first of all, let me put a little bit of this on. This was Love at First Sniff. Did not blind buy this. I actually went to Fumery. I smelled it on paper. I also put it on my skin, kept it on for a bit of time before purchasing it, but it was one of these that was like Love at First Sniff. It did not disappoint whatsoever. I seriously am like, I love it. So this is actually a very me scent, not just because I'm obsessed with pink. I do love this bottle though. It is so pretty, so elegant. I do feel like it mirrors the juice inside. So the top notes in here are bergamot, green notes. I would say the green is sort of that Ormonde Jayne DNA. If you like Ormonde Jayne fragrances, you know what I'm talking about. Lime, coriander, pink pepper, and mandarin orange. So it's going to open up a little bright, citrusy, so pretty. Then in the middle notes, and you will smell this pretty quickly, you've got beautiful cherry blossom. You have cyclamen freesia, that's another gorgeous spring floral. Water lily osmanthus, and I usually feel like osmanthus has like a little touch of an apricot feel to it or a smell to it, so a little bit of this apricot sweetness. It's got rose and violet in here, and the violet in here is sort of like what Mandy was describing when we did our live. She was talking about some violet leaves that had been dipped in some sugar, like at a bakery you're seeing some like beautiful florals that have been sugar dipped. Just a little hint of sweetness in here, just this really beautiful kind of innocent sweetness that I love. And then in the base note it has got cedar, sandalwood, amber, musk, Madagascar, vanilla, and tonka bean. So when I read the notes, I was just like, this is gonna hit it out of the park for me. I always love fragrances that have tonka in it. It's going to add sort of a rich resin touch to it. This is not a heavy perfume. I would definitely put this more in this beautiful light ethereal spring, like walking down like DC when the cherry blossoms are blooming, and it is just stunning. That is one vision I see of this fragrance, but it does have a warmth to it. So if you're somebody who does not like heady florals, or florals can kind of make your tummy a little bit sick, that's what will happen to me a little bit. So I need a little bit of warmth in the base to sort of tamp that down. And I feel like she just does a beautiful job here with this composition, because this is a love at first sniff kind of fragrance, opening with this kind of bright, invigorating touch, but then you're going to get that layer of the florals that start to come out, and it's going to give you a slightly powder, ethereal feel to it, but then as it dries down, it's got that warmth. And that creamy sandalwood really comes out in this as it dries down. This is one of these fragrances that makes me feel pretty, but it is not a girly scent. This is definitely a woman wearing this scent. So sometimes you may look at the bottle, you may be like, no, this is a woman who is wearing this. This is also a woman who's very comfortable in her skin, but she prefers to be sort of elegant and understated. So she's not going to want a perfume that is going to kind of scream at anybody as she's coming in the room. She's going to smell amazing. This is going to project and create a little bubble around you, but it is going to be more soft in nature. It is not like gonna scream or hit you on the head, but I will tell you, I was wearing this. I went in to pick up a salad and I got complimented on my perfume. So the woman was like, "You smell so good. What is it?" So I was a little bit surprised because I wouldn't categorize this as a strong perfume, but it does have a scent trail. So I would tell you that others are going to smell you. Definitely a compliment getter. And I think I just love this because it's like the perfect floral for myself. I love a soft floral. It is not turning my stomach or anything like this. It's just got this sort of delicate powdery essence to it, but it also has some depth to it. So it's like very perfectly balanced for myself. It's not too soft where it's not gonna kind of give me what I'm looking for. It's just gonna fall right into that middle line, not too heady, not too delicate, just right in the middle there. And it's also got this touch of vanilla, very slight. There is just this nice sweetness, like those powdered sugar violets with a little touch of like vanilla extract in here, just a little bit of sweetness. So again, not too sweet. Oh, it is just like perfection in my eyes, and I'm just so thrilled with this. I don't know if you can see, but I've been wearing this quite a bit, but definitely wanted to share this new launch from Ormonde Jayne. Just stunning, and I feel like this would be one that so many people like, especially as we're coming into spring. Okay, this is my final look of the day, playing with some new goodies. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will be back with another video soon.